All right, beautiful people of Alice Radio, here is your review of the highly anticipated Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Chris Evans, Sam Jackson, Scarlett Johansson, Robert Redford, Anthony Mackie. So this film takes place 2 years after the Avengers, and Steve Rogers is still an agent for S.H.I.E.L.D. He's confused. He can't fit into modern-day society. He was born in 1918. You know, it's 2014 now.
He was frozen.
He was frozen, yeah. And he finds out that S.H.I.E.L.D. has been compromised. It's full of bad guys, the company he works for. So he's out to clean house and possibly destroy S.H.I.E.L.D. So usually part two suck, but this Captain America compared to the first is phenomenal.
You liked the first one.
The first one was okay. The second one is superb. This could be the best action film of the year in April. I can't believe I'm saying it, but it's true. I saw it twice before it came out. I do that maybe once a year. This is the one time.
It's still not out. You could see it 3 times before it comes out. Comes out tomorrow, right?
Yeah, it comes out tomorrow. And clearly Chris got some intense martial arts training. Like,
what's the name of the guy who plays?
Chris Evans.
Okay.
So,
I find him to be pretty vanilla.
I don't really find him even attractive.
I don't dislike him, but he's a guy who could walk into a room and I wouldn't even recognize him or notice him.
He looks like one of our sales guys.
Yeah.
Like a random dude.
And
like,
then,
he's good looking, but he's not, he's such a weird pick for Captain America for me. He's just not, doesn't have those like Brad Pitt good looks or,
right.
A remarkable face.
Sort of on-screen charisma.
Yeah,
where
I
you're
agree
all,
with you.
Oh,
like,
that guy's
he's very
cool.
bland. I'm with you, Vin.
I mean, it's interesting that you say this. First of all, he was just interviewed, and he said he's not going to do any other films besides Captain America his whole life. Like, this is all he's going to do.
What?
And there's
That's
something...
BS. He did a lame date movie with the bug-eyed blonde girl.
No, after... I know, but now he said...
Who's the blonde-eyed bug girl? What?
That's
Moving
not
forward.
what I said. I said bug-eyed blonde girl.
Who's that? Katherine Heigl?
It's Thursday. Hey.
Drew Barrymore?
What are you on?
Who's the bug-eyed blonde girl?
Anna Faris?
Yeah.
Oh, her. I know that bug-eyed blonde girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. That's exactly what she looks like.
So anyway, I think one of the reasons is because now when we see him on the big screen, everyone's going to be like, oh, there's Captain America in that film. You know what I mean? Also, you're right. He's not the most dashing leading man. I think that's why they surrounded him with Scarlett Johansson and Robert Redford and, kind of made up for his shortcomings. So this film has a great subplot, which is really at the heart of the film. And the NSA and the false sense of freedom that so many people believe we have today. The idea that the world is full of so many threats that we Americans are voluntarily giving up our freedom. So it's interesting. I mean, it makes...
Sounds propagandaized.
It makes the film seem a little bit more real. I mean, I bought into it. I was like, hey, a lot of people feel that way. You listen to any conservative talk show, hey, our freedoms are gone. So they finally introduced a black superhero to join the Avengers, and he's part of the comic book adventures, Anthony Mackie. So a little comic book nerdiness for all of you. In the comics, Anthony Mackie has a falcon with him, a real life falcon called Red Wing, and he is able to see through the eyes of that falcon. Mm-hmm. So obviously,
so the falcon can go into like a women's locker room, and he could just be like far away and going, "Whoa,
right?" And
she is pretty.
And further along in the comics, the falcon can also see through the eyes of all the birds.
Oh.
So, he's got 6 million pairs of eyes all around the world.
And
There's
all
only 6
the
million
women's
birds?
locker rooms of the world.
Well, I don't know how many.
That's fantastic. What is this superhero's name?
The Falcon. Falcon. But he, unfortunately, in this movie version, he doesn't have his falcon with him.
He just is a falcon.
He just has a suit that makes him fly.
Oh.
So, anyway, if you're a nerd, comic book nerd, you're not going to see him looking through the eyes of birds. He might.
No women's locker room sures at all.
No women's locker rooms.
That's too bad.
Robert Redford, so great in this movie. He's always great, but he's super great in this. You're going to love seeing, there's a great tense scene between him and Sam Jackson towards the end. Winter Soldier is perfectly cast.
How's Scarlett Johansson?
She's great. I mean, she's really good. So, she's perfect for that role. Sum it all up, let me just say this. So this movie has a double ending. So this is a little bit of a
Don't spoil. Don't do any spoilers.
Well, I'm just gonna...
Don't do it.
Well, you
No,
unless you're a comic book geek,
don't.
you're not going to understand what the hell you're seeing. So after the first set of credits, you see one ending, and at the very end of the credits, you see another ending.
Two double. It's a
So
double.
it's a double.
So make sure you
So
stay around for
at
it.
the first set, you see a trailer for Avengers 2.
Okay.
A little tease for, and then at the end of the trailer, or at the end of the credits, you see a tease for Captain America 3.
Okay,
Do you get that?
I do.
Do you want me to tell you a little something more, or is
No,
that enough?
I think that's enough.
You're going to see some. All right. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and give this film 4.5 Persian carpets.
You loved it.
So good. I want to say something else about the first ending. Can I say it?
No,
Can I say one?
I don't think you
You're
should.
not going to understand who
Time
you're.
for